Hello, darling.
You gotta have boots.
I pity the fool.
All week long.
All rise, order in the court. Judge Boyd is here with a whole entire plant shop full of plants, flowers.
Some people call those florists, Creed, and yeah, red pants over there. Hello, red pants.
Well, now, red pants. Welcome to We Got a Case, guys. Please do us a huge favor and like this video because it's our third time on, and YouTube is a bitch sometimes, but it'll help us out. Jump around a little bit, different courtrooms. That's what we do here on Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. Chases and cases.
All week long.
1 o'clock. I like that part. All week long.
Unindicted cases. Is this the thefts of firearms?
Yeah, yes.
Oh no.
Theft of firearms.
In possession of a shitty haircut.
From our intake
Yes.
on June 9th, the detective requesting the missing discovery on all of the cases. So I would expect that would be turned over pretty quickly after.
So what is the anticipation of the disposition of this case?
I'd like to work out a deal, Judge, but obviously the state's not in a position to make an offer yet.
Nah, Vincent, that's kind of
She
cool.
said no
actually.
more than 2 weeks. Keeps us, fresh in the rotation, and I'm hoping they get that. So Brittany and I can get that resolved.
All right, state, when do you expect you'll have this information on the other cases?
Hopefully soon, Judge. I don't know the turnaround time for that detective, and it was the intake attorney who emailed him. But she's quick at getting it uploaded.
Always bag and fresh flowers.
Leon Martinez.
And they tell us don't send flowers. Still do.
And you all need to work on this off docket and submit them an offer off docket, and then we'll see where we are on in 30 days.
And we're hopeful that we'll get it worked out.
Well, listen, you appear in front of Judge Boyd. The nerves.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Especially sexy as that guy is. I mean,
He's a beaut.
some of my greatest work.
Yes. Absolutely amazing.
Sorry. I had to knock off the rust. It's been a while since I've done a
Yes.
perfect drawing of a defendant.
The way that this camera is, a couple of those heads actually look
You're
fake.
so awesome.
Behind the computer screen. Look how big her head is.
See, I know what you're saying.
Well, here's my question. I didn't realize she was in the courtroom. Is he up there talking to her?
Oh, yeah, he
All
is.
right, Tovar.
And she's got all them flowers and her various
And then after
purses on
Tovar,
display?
Yeah, you're right.
Daniel Gomez.
I thought she was like remotely joining them.
Paramount. All right, we're back on the record in 2021, CR 9160, State of Texas versus Rosa Tovar. My understanding is that Ms.
Rosa's got
Tovar
quite
needed
a
to take
forehead
drink of water
happening.
before she did her test, and I was informed that you don't need a drink of water. So what's going on, Ms. Tovar?
I had a miscarriage last week, and I used meth.
She just say I use meth.
So now we're coming up with new information. All right, is there anything else from either side?
Did she just say she uses meth? And she had a miscarriage.
Okay.
I don't know. There was a lot of M words being spread around.
The application, the court will find you guilty, and I believe the previous judge who was here previously found you guilty. Does anyone want to speak to the cap of 7 years?
Got a cap being 7. I just asked the court to consider whatever the court considers a fair sentence this morning. That is all.
So up to 7 years.
Judge, I believe she's had a number of offenses of a similar nature. In addition, this offense was occurred with her child in the car. We're asking for the cap of 7 years on this case.
Oh, wow. They're asking for the max.
I will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Take in consideration night bag number 650864. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I
Starting
followed
out
the
with a good one
plea
today.
bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal.
Judges coming in cutting heads.
You understand?
Ooh.
All right, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition.
Hooking her up right now, Creed.
Attorney, you
Yeah.
understand? Ms. Tovar, if you would like, I can ask that you be referred to the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community does not increase your time. I have no power to force them to place you in the therapeutic community, but I do know if you don't ask for it, you definitely will not be placed in it. So the therapeutic community is to help people who may have drug issues or whatever issues they may have, to help them, hopefully when they're released, be on the right track. Would you like to be considered for the therapeutic community?
I hope she likes that outfit because she'll be wearing it home in 6 years.
Community. All right, we can go off the record. Ms. Tovar,
I,
you have young children. And people, I don't know what's wrong with people. They believe that they can have children and children can raise themselves. They cannot. They're dependent on you. So you're supposed to be raising your children, not their grandmother. Their grandmother is just there, supposed to be there to spoil them. Now she can't do that because you're not holding up your responsibilities. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Wow.
That's
I,
all I have, no excuse.
Yes, thank you.
I mean,
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 4.
they asked for 7. She gave her 6.
Danielle Gomez.
Without even.
Parties approach for the record.
Yeah,
please
didn't
state.
bat an eye. Who we got next? Danielle.
Ryan Berman for the state of Texas.
For the defense. All right, this hearing is scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 12:11 p.m. I'm sorry, everyone. Where is your client?
She's not.
Uh-oh.
Do you have any idea where your client is?
I have no idea.
All right, Deputy. No problem. All right, State.
Yes, Judge, state would make a motion for bond forfeiture.
All right, that will be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you're able to get in touch with your client and she presents herself, the court will reconsider. Thank you.
I hope you
Damn.
get to feeling better, Rob.
Hang in there, buddy.
Finish a couple of pleas.
Uh-oh, look at this jailbreaker.
For a second. Yes, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. What about you?
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
We're
Just
good.
can
We're
see
doing our
why.
best, Judge, but thank you for the consideration.
Yeah. Is this woman an attorney or is she just have a miscarriage and is doing meth also?
She's either the world's oldest living female attorney, taking on the oldest and fattest living male attorney, or maybe she's lost.
Is he looking at her ass?
What's happening on Priscilla Sosa?
Come on, there, Mr. Sosa.
What is happening?
Oh, yeah, she don't
Is that
play.
Ms. Sosa?
Judge Boyd don't play.
You want her up here?
Yes. What is happening with this case? We were here last time for body cam and Coban.
Judge, and we requested all videos associated with the case. They responded that there are no videos available. And then today there was
Convenient.
a form that says there's cell phone video of the search warrant, and I sent the video, or I sent the request for that video for defense counsel this morning.
This is Taco Tuesday. Sosa, please. All right, we'll come back on July 18th to make sure we have that video for you. All right, just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, how stupid that you don't even have the video ready for the case. You just the second time you come up here now, we just don't have the video in place. Oh man, got one job.
Well, I said they went back to. They said there was no video, and then all of a sudden, wait a minute, we got this one cell phone video.
Yeah, that lady dyes her hair, not the judge, but the lady right there with the beautiful hair.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Miss Judge Boyd.
Oh, she's an angel come to earth. Never speak badly.
Watch one more over here with
And
Boyd,
So we just have one plea left.
because we only have one plea
We're gonna
left.
take a break. So the last case that we're doing is Crispin Valle.
That's a fake face. That's how I thought. Thank you.
Yeah, the back, it looked very.
Horse-like.
Wait, is it her? Please tell me it's her.
God, I wish.
Is she asking where the bathroom is? She lost? This is not the Dollar General.
She was trying to put an order in for her tuna fish sandwich for lunch.
We're just doing one more case.
She was asking for some saltines or just a little cookie.
Just a little something to get me over.
Yes. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 4264 State of Texas versus Crispin Valle.
I thought this was the K and W.
For the state,
Ryan Gruber for the state of Texas.
for the defense.
Time for dinner. It's
And
1
are you
o'clock.
Mr. Valle?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Valle, showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Huh.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
I believe we are. Judge.
Mr. Valle, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1. less than
Shocker.
1 gram. At the state jail felony, the range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right?
It would
to-
suck if you got a plea bargain deal and then the judge said, nah, I don't like this.
Any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand?
sure it
by
happens.
entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I believe he is, Judge.
Mr. Valle, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, no,
Has anyone?
Other than the
punished you
cartel, Your
Other
Honor?
than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
no, no.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you, did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According
Oh,
to
well,
the plea bargain,
Double understanding.
punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility. Cause number 2022 CR 42658, 2022 CR 4623, and county court cause number 672388 is to be dismissed. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
A
is that
year.
the bargain agreement.
It is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that
And they
paragraph?
threw out one of his charges. So
Yeah.
you got a hell of a good deal, I think.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
State would offer State's Exhibit number 1.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Valle, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulate.
Did you see the Jeff Hardy videos out there?
Did you review that document?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
Did you understand it, and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand?
I'm
that the
hoping
right
that she has a
to
husband that
right to
sends
you or
those.
Your attorney to cross-examine and
She
confront
is
any
always at
witnesses, the
flowers.
state will call them the right to remain silent.
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation.
I guess we're not going to find out really anything that he did.
States exhibits one and attachments and review the same.
The old double dirty is weren't correct me if I'm wrong. When we watched Double Dirty last time, it was the case of the guy who had kidnapped his own son. They had the whole big thing going on where they were chasing him down or whatever. And I think that case is still going on. I think that's what's on here now.
Didn't we have to go away from it? And
yeah.
Okay. And then what happened after he started grabbing Jace's legs?
Yep.
That's when I told him, "You're going to hurt my nephew." And
my
so
God.
I pulled him off of him. And for the record, the witness put both of her arms up in a hugging motion when she said she pulled him off of him. And then what happened? I kept him there and I let my sister walk out of that house with that baby. Okay. And how tall are you? 5'3". And do you know how much you weighed back in 2016? I'm like 120.
That's rude. You don't ask women how much they weigh.
What happened
I'd
after
have died if she said
Kimberly,
like
left the
312.
residence with Jace? As soon as I knew that she was safe with him, I let him go. I walked out. He followed me with his son, Dominic.
What probation is?
That's when I met my boyfriend, Zachariah, at the time. He came next to me and we were standing in the driveway. He was facing me. Dom was behind him. And I verbally let him know the reason why we did what we did. And what was the reason why you did what you did? He has abused my sister. He has kept Jace Costa from her multiples of times. He has taken him physically from her arms, from her car, with his car seat, more than dozens of times than I can count. And he was not even 2 years old, if anything, 2 years old. Okay. Back on October 14th. He hurt my nephew. I'm going to stop you right there.
Whoa!
Back on October 14th, 2016. How old was Jace? I believe 2. Okay. Do you know Jace's birthday? September 9th. Hold on. I know that he is 9 years old. I'm 22. I'm sorry. 2012. So I'm assuming 2020. Sorry, it's okay. I'm confused. No, it's okay. I know he is 9 years old. Okay. He's 9 years old now? Yes. Okay. And what was Jace doing when Kimberly was leaving the house? He was happy to see her. He said, "Mommy." Oh. And how was his demeanor when John was pulling on his legs? Scared. Okay. Did Jace say anything? No, he was crying.
I'm a crinkler.
No further questions.
I saw somebody had put in the comments about this case.
Mr. Johnson.
that
Yes, thank you.
At one point,
Good
the
morning,
dad
ma'am.
had put
How
a
you doing today?
billboard up in the
Okay, how
city
are you?
saying how
I'm
he
doing good,
loved
thank
his
you.
son, like a message.
So
to
on
his
October
son.
14th of 2016,
Yeah, so
you,
Yeah.
Vanessa, and Kimberly, and your boyfriend at the time decided to go over to Bonita and take Jace. Is that correct?
Yes.
we need to apple
Okay.
ball.
And then you indicated that your
Going on.
boyfriend, what's his name?
Zachariah.
Zachariah. Okay. And so the three of you and your sisters went in, but Zachariah went out and stayed outside. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then you walked
I can't
inside,
believe we got back on
the
this
house,
page.
and it appeared that John, Dominic, and Jace were watching TV. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then at some point in time, Kimberly was reaching for Jace, correct?
She picked him up.
Okay. She picked him up, but he was right next to John, wasn't he?
Jace was sitting on the couch up here, and John was laying down with his head over there.
Okay. But John was holding on to Jace, wasn't he?
No.
And counsel, for the record, the witness described where Jace was using her right hand, and then where Mr. Costa's head was using her left hand.
And then you indicated at some point in time that what did you do to John? Did you kind of I'm difficult to understand.
Let me get this right.
Bear hugging
He
him,
stole
or
the
how
kid
did you?
from
I was
them,
from
and then they
behind.
went and stole
I
him back.
grabbed him this way.
Okay.
The placement of my arms, I don't remember exactly where they were. All my intention was to keep him off of Jace and my sister and let them go.
But he was on the couch, correct?
No, at that point he had jumped up and said, "Kim, what are you doing, Kim?"
Okay.
Because we had just
Well, you
the
grabbed your
beginning
arm around his neck, didn't you?
with the car situation of the mother and everything.
Yeah, we had determined the whole thing about him going and taking the son, and there being this whole big altercation and running down the street, and it's just everything. And now it seems like we're doing the discussion about them getting the kid back. It seems like a back and forth seesaw battle over this child, which is crazy. It really is. Get along, people. Come on.
A 6-year-old boy was abducted from his Central California home by his father, and it was found safe in the Bay Area. And this is back in 2018. Yeah, there's a long. I'm gonna read. Go ahead. Feel free.
His chest, tell him the reasons for why he did what he did.
So were you punching him? Yes or no?
I was not punching him. A punch is like this.
Okay.
This is like this.
Okay.
For the record, the witness was.
He does Amber Heard. Punch is a punch.
I'm trying to describe this the best I can. Had her fist clenched and was
Hammer fisting.
kind of pounding back and forth multiple times, indicating where she was hitting Mr. Costa's chest. And then I could not see when she said that was not, I forget what word she phrased, but I couldn't see what gesture she used after.
A swinging motion, Your Honor.
So if someone could describe that, because I cannot see below my rail.
What did you do after that? Can you describe that, please?
What I was doing, I was going like this to his chest.
Okay.
But then you described that was not punching. What
That was
did you
not
do?
punching. A punch is a physical punch from this point to the body.
And that would be from the knuckle area towards the body.
And when you went inside, you said that Vanessa was recording. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And was the plan that Vanessa was going to record everything from the beginning to the end? Is that correct?
Plan was to make sure that we had on video how that went down.
Okay. So was the plan for Vanessa to record from the beginning to the end of the incident?
Asked and answered.
Overall.
Was the plan to record from the beginning to the end of you guys going over there, the incident?
The plan was to capture the video of the incident of my sister getting Jace home safe.
Okay.
That is the plan. That was what we did.
So the plan was to have a recording from when you guys are walking in, taking Jace, and all the way until you're back in the car, correct?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I don't think that we actually spoke in words of like, Vanessa, make sure that you take a video from this point to that point.
Okay. So you're just going to take a video of you guys walking in, is that correct? Or you don't?
I haven't seen the video in quite some time, so I couldn't tell you what the video even shows. So I can't tell you if you are right or wrong.
Only one person could speak at a time. The question was not complete, so a reporter may not have gotten that. Ms. Smollett?
I was objecting as to argumentative.
Overall, you can go ahead, Mr. Johnson.
Would it be fair to say that during the relationship between John and Kimberly, that Kimberly was acting irrational sometimes?
Objection, speculation.
Overall.
Only John was acting irrational, Kimberly was not, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you, nothing further.
Well,
Any
way nicer billboard than I expected.
May this witness be excused?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Do we need her subject to recall for any reason?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Ms. Valenta, you're excused for the time being. You may be recalled as a witness later on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See how the bailiff
Please don't
comes over there
discuss it.
just in case she
Or
might want to make a move
watch
at
the
him.
Proceedings on YouTube, please. Thank you.
Yeah, and she seems like a feisty one, so that's probably a good move.
I think he said they're going to pause the proceedings on YouTube. I think. We'll see. He's standing up, stretching his legs. Judge don't want a blood clot.
I don't blame him. Boy, what a case this has been. We fell into the beginning of it, didn't even realize it.
I know it's going to be multiple days.
Yeah.
It seems like it's bringing into law. It seems like it's a pretty well-known case in California.
Use that to the stand.
It's weird how she's keeping witnesses outside the courtroom. Where you got to get up and go get them.
Will you please state and spell your name for the record?
Gregory Booza, Booza.
And what is your occupation?
I'm currently a detective with the Modesto Police Department
And how long have you been a detective with the Modesto Police Department?
for just over a year.
Okay. And what did you do before becoming a detective?
I was a police officer.
And how long were you a police officer?
In total, I've been employed with the city of Modesto for 6.5 years.
Sorry?
I've been employed with the city of Modesto for 6.5 years.
6.5 years. And what were your duties as a patrol officer for the city of Modesto?
Just responding for calls for service as they come up and investigating crimes.
Were you on duty on October 14th, 2016?
I was.
Did you respond to 210 Bonita Avenue?
I did.
And why did you respond to 210 Bonita Avenue?
Reports of a person having their child taken from them.
Okay. And did you speak to John
I hope
Costa?
you guys are here.
I did.
Yeah, thank God.
And during
The description says we
your
are not
investigation,
lawyers.
Did you speak to Kimberly Valente?
Pretty obvious.
Yes.
And during your
Officer,
investigation,
what is a punch?
did you watch a video of what transpired on October 14th, 2016 at Bonita?
Yes.
Can you please describe what the video entailed?
I do not remember the exact details of the video, but based on my report, it showed Kimberly going into, or who I believe to be Kimberly based on the camera, going into the house and retrieving her son.
And we took a statement from John Costa. Did he provide details of what happened regarding the incident?
Yes.
And what, if anything, did he say?
He, from my recollection, had heard something, was grabbed from behind while in his living room, and then a fight ensued while he tried to hold on to his son, as someone began essentially wrapping their arm around him from the back and fighting to pull him away from his son so that someone else could grab his son.
And did he tell you who was attempting to take his son?
Yes.
How embarrassing that a woman could
I
hold
remember
him
him
down like
saying it was when he turned around, I think he saw either a Vanessa or a Sierra.
And when he made a statement to you, did he ever say that Kimberly Valente was taking his son?
Not specifically, because I asked him where his girlfriend was, and he said he hadn't seen her since she had left for work.
And
There you
was
go.
the video you watched consistent with John Costa's statement?
I can't recall exactly on that due to the amount of time, and I haven't watched that video.
Okay. Was Kimberly on the video taking Jace?
I do not believe I actually saw her, but I believe it's from the angle, and she presented me the video as it being her.
Was there
The
any arrests
angle of the
made during your
dingle.
investigation?
No.
And why not?
John's primary concern when I originally spoke with him was the security of his child. And once we had ascertained that his kid was safe, that was what he had wanted done.
Okay. And did you see Jace during your investigation?
Yes.
And where did you see Jace?
Based on our report, it was 55 Clipper Lane.
And you determined he was safe?
Yes, because I went there to physically see him.
Okay.
All the law stuff. It's an interesting case. I mean, I wasn't aware of it, but I'm guessing a lot of people over in
You
California
said
knew about
initially
this.
that John said he did not see Kimberly since that morning.
Since she had left for work was the statement I believe I took.
No further questions.
Examination.
Thank you. Good morning, Detective.
Morning.
So this was back on October 14 of 2018, correct?
2016.
Oh, sorry, 2016. My apologies. Yes, 2016.
throw 'em
So
off.
that was what, about almost 6 years ago now?
Yes.
Okay. And in preparation for your testimony, you reviewed your police report, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and it's a 2-page report, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the reporting party here was John Costa, correct? He had contact law enforcement, correct?
Yes,
And you went out and took a statement from him, correct?
yes,
Okay. And then subsequent to that, you went over to where John believed that Kimberly might be staying, correct?
yes,
And you went over there and you made contact with Kimberly Valente, correct?
yes,
Okay. And then she showed you a video, correct?
yes,
Okay. And you did not collect that video and evidence, correct?
correct.
Okay. And it's been 6 years since
I remember
you
that.
watched that video, so it'd be fair to say that your memory of the video is somewhat vague, correct?
Correct.
And then you're using your report to refresh your recollection about what is depicted in the video. Is that
Good luck,
correct?
Kay.
Yes,
Okay. And in your report, you indicated that in the video, you can see the person you believe to be Kimberly walking into the house and then locating Jace. Is that correct?
not specifically Kimberly, but the person I assumed was. Yes.
Okay. There was a female that you saw on the video walking in, and then you saw a child sitting on the couch. Is that correct?
Based on what I read out of my report, yes.
Okay, but you can't, sitting here, you can't recall exactly.
Correct.
Okay. And then you indicated that and when Kim or the female was grabbing Jace, at that point in time, the video ends. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And it appears that a tussle is starting up. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, based on what I had put into my report, yes.
Okay. And there's no video subsequent to the female kind of like going down and grabbing onto Jace. Is that correct?
Real hot. It's like 107 with the heat index right now.
And would it be fair to say that from your perspective, there was no arrest made due to the fact that there was no custody order in effect, correct?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Overruled, if you know.
From what I remember, there was not a custody order because they had still been together.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further.
Any redirect?
Yes. And you took a statement from Kimberly Valente. Did she say that she lived at the 210 Bonita
The exit
Avenue?
here say.
The defense attorney is doing way better today than he was the other day.
Sustained.
No further questions.
I agree 100%. Sometimes it's better for a child to be with their father than with their mother.
Do we need Detective Booza?
Sometimes they need both.
No, I don't believe so.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you release this. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree to that too. It'd be interesting to see exactly. I mean, I don't want to sound stupid. So, is this hearing to determine who's going to get the custody of the child, or is this hearing trying to convict him of like kidnapping or something, charges against the defendant?
Good morning. It's been a long time.
Hello, sir. How are you? It's been a long time.
High five each other, bro. Damn, Ed. Quit bragging.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Todd Parsons, Parsons.
And what is your occupation?
Currently, I'm a senior investigator working homicide for the DA's office in Fresno County.
How long have you been at the DA's office in Fresno?
A little over 3.5 years.
What did you do before you went to the DA's office?
I retired in December of 18 as a homicide detective with Modesto PD.
Okay. And how long were you a homicide detective for Modesto Police Department?
Viking, that's a good point.
Oh, shoot. I hadn't even thought of that. 2-3 years, 3 years.
Okay. And what did you do before you were
Thank
a
you,
homicide detective?
I worked in the narcotics unit. I was a canine officer.
He was a canine.
I had a huge variety of assignments in my years there.
On September 24th, 2018, were you working for the Modesto Police Department?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was your title on or about September 24th, 2018?
I was working the homicide unit, detective.
Mm-hmm. Custody hearings are always the nastiest situation.
Were you on duty on
Nasty.
September 24th, 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you dispatched to a call regarding a child being taken?
I volunteered to go to it, yes.
Okay. What was your role in the investigation?
Don't fall asleep.
On the 24th, I assisted with traffic control out in front of the residence on College. And then on the 24th, I basically just did a lot of computer research on vehicles and cars.
And why were you doing research on vehicle and cars?
People that were registered, people that I was told may or may not be involved in the investigation.
On or about September 24th, 2018, did you respond to the
Crossed the head with the
Quintet in
pro tip.
Dublin?
On the 24th, no.
How about on the 25th?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened? Why did you respond to the Loa Quintet in Dublin?
My sergeant, Sergeant Hinckley, the sergeant of homicide, asked me to go to the La Quinta regarding the same investigation from the 24th that from College Avenue.
And were you looking for somebody at the La Quinta?
My understanding is the person had already been found, and I was going there to support the officers that were already at the location.
And who is the person that law enforcement had already found?
John Costa. And I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly.
And do you see John Costa in court today?
I do.
Can you please identify him with the article of clothing and where he's sitting?
He's a handsome guy in a white shirt.
And, I like that tie in the colored tie.
I like that tie.
Has been identified for the record.
And
No,
what happened when you responded to the La Quinta in Dublin?
Met with a sergeant from Alameda County Sheriff's Department who was in front of room 119. He told me that was the room that Mr. Coso was in prior. And then I stood at the entrance to room 119 until a search warrant was authored.
Okay. And was a search warrant authored for room 119?
Yes, Detective Bollinger informed me that he had one signed, and then he sent it to me via department email.
And then how did you proceed with your investigation?
Detective Dodge and Messer assisted me in searching the La Quinta room.
La Quinta.
The Quinta.
Not to be confused with its cousin, La Quinta Creed.
And Shaniqua.
Yes.
Hello, Lynn. Don't forget, coming up on We Gotta Chase 405 East, 2 for Tuesday today. And also, we were on this morning. The guy climbing the side of a gigantic building in Oklahoma City. If you want to go back and watch that, that was quite interesting. Something a little different than we normally do, but it was still a police chase.
Yeah, the police were chasing
water.
this guy. Absolutely. I love his tie and his sense of style.
I also only sleep with bald men like myself.
I like his beard. So dark and rich.
He's looking very slimming these days.
I'm undressing him with my eyes right now.
It was room 119 that we first embraced.
Would you meet me at the La Quinta today?
He sneezed, and I said, God bless you. I love your tie.
For the record, I am showing defense counsel.
Let's double dirty that door together.
People's Exhibit 34 through 39.
He looked at me straight in my eyes and said, did you bring a Magnum?
Did you search the room in Dublin, room 119?
Yes, along with Detective Dodge.
Put on my favorite tie. I'm coming in.
I do. It's a jar and it's labeled tattoo cover. It's a makeup that was on the bottle was on the sink in the bathroom in 119.
You trying to cover his tattoos?
Picture of the tattoo cover up that he found.
Bruise.
Room 119.
Yes, ma'am.
Permission to publish. People requesting image evidence. People's Exhibit 34.
Any objection?
No objection.
34 is received.
People request to publish People's Exhibit 34.
May publish?
And you identified that that was tattoo cover up that you found in the hotel room?
That's what it's labeled.
Yeah, what are we covering up? A Amber Heard bruise?
There were a
I
couple
think he's
bags,
covering up his tattoo,
a
so
red
he,
one and a
he
blue
couldn't
one,
be found.
that were over by the sitting on
He's
the
on the
desk
run.
and on the chair by the desk area.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as people exhibit 35. Do you recognize this?
Yes,
And what is this exhibit?
it's the blue bag that was sitting on top of the desk.
And is that a true and accurate image of your findings in the search the room on?
Yes, ma'am.
Did his dog step on a bee on the way out?
Exhibit 35.
No objection.
35 is received.
Permission to publish?
Yes.
Now, there's cash in the blue bag. How much cash did you find in the room?
Over $2,800.
Real quick, I just want to show you this shot here from this jail.
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
get to that shot
Yeah,
when they walk in.
It's the red bag that, as you can see, is still seated on the chair that was by the desk that was in room 119.
Is this a true and accurate image of the bag that you located in room 119?
Yes, ma'am.
People requesting into evidence, people exhibit 36.
No objection.
36 is
There's a
received.
picture of him in his beautiful tie.
Yes.
When you searched the room and you found this red bag, did you search the
Let's see what
contents
you
of the bag?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you find in the bag?
Various documents. There was a social security card from Mr. Coso. There was a birth certificate. There was title to a car.
Isn't he
medical
super
documents.
religious too, Dave
Yeah.
Ramsey?
When you say birth certificate, what is the birth certificate for?
I remember one for John Coso.
During your search, did you find a birth certificate for Jace Costa?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Quit your leading.
I don't have that noted. I took photographs for everything, but I don't have that specific.
I'm showing you what's been marked as People's Exhibit 38. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Quick reader. Either that or it's like 3 words.
This is a photograph of John Christopher Coso's birth certificate that was found in that red bag. And then you can even see the desk countertop in the picture.
Yeah, the tattoo cover-up's very interesting, especially if you're trying to blend in, not look.
Yeah,
that's,
especially if he's got like a very prominent
objection.
tattoo.
38 is received.
Showing you what's been marked as People's Exhibit 39. Do you recognize this photo?
And John Coso's social security card.
And did you locate this social security card during your search?
In that same red bag.
Okay. Is that an accurate depiction of the document?
Yes, ma'am.
So is that your accurate picture of the social security card that you
I'm guessing
found?
we're trying to say he was going to head to the border or something.
Yes, ma'am.
Like
People
take off.
requesting
yeah.
Exhibit 39.
No objection.
39 is received.
That's what I was thinking with the red bag. It's like your ready to go bag.
Do you
Basically.
recognize this?
Yes, ma'am. It's the birth certificate for Jace Coso.
Did you find that birth certificate when you searched room 19?
Yes, ma'am. In the same red bag.
Is that true and accurate picture of the birth certificate you found in room 119?
Yes, ma'am.
Request to move into evidence People's Exhibit 37.
No objection.
37 is received.
J. Stephen O'Neill.
Previously stated we found a birth certificate for Jace, a birth certificate for John, a social security card, and John for John. What, if anything, did you find next?
I remember a vehicle or a title to a vehicle in Mr. Coso's name. And I also remember documents, like medical documents, and then some other type of documents that would help with ownership or documenting the college house.
You know, for somebody
Ownership
who's
of
trying to
college
flee the
house.
country.
Yes.
And after
Ron,
you
I just
searched-
like to keep all my valuables in a
Devlin
bag.
Hotel.
Is that
How did you
wrong?
proceed with your investigation?
I transported Dominic Costa back to the Modesto Police Department in my car.
Hello, kid.
During your involvement in the investigation, did you go to Dunkin' Donuts?
Huh. Well,
And where is Dunkin' Donuts?
escalated quickly.
In Modesto at Tully and Stanford.
Why did you go to Dunkin' Donuts?
I'm a cop, Your Honor.
I had gone into an
Shit.
interview room where Detective Guffey was
Code Brown.
talking to Dominic. During me going into the interview room, I heard Dominic mention that he and his dad were at the Dunkin' Donuts the day prior, which would have been the 24th, and that they'd gone there around 7 o'clock in the morning. And I went to Dunkin' Donuts to attempt to locate any type of video of them or anybody else meeting with him.
They have good breakfast sandwiches when they're microwave properly.
Dude, so gassy.
No, I didn't know if you heard him
For the
farting.
record, I'm showing.
Old man leaning fart.
41, 2, I'm sorry, 41, 42, and 40 to defense counsel. I'm also showing what's been pre-marked as People's Exhibit 43 to defense counsel.
So 41 through and including, from 40 through and including 43, 4 documents?
Yes.
Okay.
How did you proceed with your investigation?
On the rise.
I spoke to the manager, asked for their permission to download any video that they might have had from the previous day.
And any music from her iPod.
They gave me access to their camera system, but I wasn't smart enough to know how to download it myself. So I called and phoned a friend, another detective, and had him come download it onto a thumb drive for me.
That's not even a question, T. There's no.
Marked as People's Exhibit 40. Do you recognize People's Exhibit 40?
I do.
And what is it?
Just be cream as
It's
the bomb.
John Costa and Dominic coming in the front doors of the Dunkin' Donuts that morning.
And I'm showing you what's
I think I'm pronouncing that correct. South.
I do.
Johnny.
And what is this photo?
It's another individual that came in after Dominic did that minutes later met up with him.
Although the donut holes are good.
What's been marked as People's Exhibit 42. Do you recognize this?
I do.
And what is this exhibit?
2 other females that came in after John and Dominic, and then also went and sat. Everybody sat at the same, all 5 sat at the same table for some time.
As part of your investigation, did
Have you ever ate a donut before?
in terms of Dunkin' Donuts?
John and Dominic came in at around 6:50. The gentleman came in about 5-6 minutes later. And then the 2 females came in basically 10 minutes after John did. So right about 7 o'clock.
People request to move into evidence. People's Exhibit
Canadians love their maple.
41 and 42.
Not cream.
No objection.
41, 40, 41, and 42 are received.
Permission to publish?
No.
Yes.
The outer layer has a little crisp to it, though.
It's not so rubbery as a Dunkin' Donut.
But it's KMF.
This photograph, can you explain what we are looking at?
KMF is going to
This is the video.
Is it KLF?
At about 6:50 in the morning on the 24th. The person in front in the stocking cap is John Coso, and then Dominic is behind him.
Permission to publish People's Exhibit 42.
Granted.
Can you explain what we are looking at?
Who's this we? T? Me and you
These
own a
are
husky?
2 females that came in and after John and Dominic and eventually met up with them at a table.
Yeah, the donut fryer, bag blazer.
41.
Nothing better than the donut fryer.
Can you please explain what we are looking at?
This
I'll
is
be
the
sure to get
gentleman
some.
that
I'll be in
came in
Gatlinburg in the next month.
after John and Dominic But before those other two, he was in the school.
Kiddo, thank you for the $2 late fee.
And during your investigation at Dunkin' Donuts, did you
$2 cash.
review video surveillance?
I did.
And did you have opportunity to review that surveillance this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you what's been pre-marked as People's Exhibit 43. And
I think they're
That's
showing
your
intent
initial
of him,
date
like
on
I said, with
this
the tattoo thing, the bag. I think they're trying to show
Is that
intent of him
surveillance
leaving the country and
accurate
leaving
depiction of what
California.
you
Yeah,
also
definitely leaving
stated
California for
that
sure.
you At Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes, ma'am.
People requested in the evidence, People's Exhibit 43,
No objection. 43 is received.
permission to publish.
This has no audio, is that correct?
Correct.
I'll grant it.
You put them in gravy, Ed?
No, it's definitely, yeah, no, you're right. I don't know why I was thinking KMF though. You're right. Back in my high school dance DJ days. Kirnoff, yeah, don't get used to that. We kind of fell into this one.
Yeah.
Bass
this
backwards,
is,
if you will.
Yeah, this is not usual. We won't
Yeah.
be doing this very usual on the reg.
But the beginning and what we saw was very interesting. And to be honest, where we're at right now, and this is pretty damn interesting too.
Oh, yeah.
He's
I
already
think I
looking
can
on
get
the app.
I'm over here working under the table.
Or not.
Making sure I get my order in.
Can you explain what we were viewing in this video?
Can we just see the video?
Actually,
please?
evidence speaks for itself.
Wow. What a dick move.
Right.
All 5 people that I said came into the Dunkin' Donuts meeting.
He said, I think the video speaks for itself.
And is one of those 5 people John Costa?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that Christy Alley behind him? Yes, it is. You can see the video up on the reflection above the emblem. It's tough to make out.
And can you explain what we are seeing in this video?
Everybody that was seated at the table leaving out the door together.
And what time did they leave Dunkin' Donuts?
Right off the top of my head, I want to say it was 7:14-ish.
That dude that let that comment about Trump, can you
Other than searching
show him
the
that
hotel in
picture?
Dublin
Yes, I will put
and
that up.
collecting
underneath it.
surveillance
Me
from
at the White
Dunkin'
House.
Donuts. Were you involved in an investigation of John Paso?
What did he say about Del
I
Taco?
remember.
No further questions.
Cross-examination, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Good, and you, sir?
I'm doing very good, thanks. You indicated that on September 25th, you went over to La Quinta Inn in Dublin, is that correct?
La Quinta.
20th, yes, sir.
Yes, and then you and a couple of your colleagues searched room 119, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then
Can you show 'em this,
you
tell 'em how much of a
located different
patriot I am?
items, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you indicated, I think you
Yes.
said it was about $2,800 in cash, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you indicated that there was a red bag that you found numerous documents. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, sir.
The social security card, a birth certificate, a title to a vehicle, correct?
Yes, sir.
Some medical records, and then some kind of documentation regarding a property. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All those documents that we just talked about, would it be fair to say they were located kind of in a folder?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kind of like where you keep all your important documents, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Go on. Tell us how he does that all the time. No big deal.
Did I ever tell you I met Oprah?
Thank you. That's all I have.
I mean, you might have mentioned it in passing.
Okay, this witness be
I mean,
excused.
we kind of brushed over
Yes.
because it was no big
We
deal.
don't have to call him back from Fresno, or do you need him for any reason?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, excused. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
She said it was fine.
She said it was okay. He got permission. Don't nobody get outraged. Well, that the defense really had nothing to say on that. They had no comeback to that testimony.
They basically implied that, but never really came out and said it, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of had to figure that one out yourself.
I'm pretty sure they couldn't say, like, just blatantly ask the officer, what do you think he was up to? Because then it's just hearsay, or, you know. But, oh, that's a beautiful donut.
That's the donut.
That's a donut. Right there.
People call John Locke to
Orlando,
the
ladies and
stand.
gentlemen. I still can taste it. Yeah, Scott, did you see that? Sitting right at his desk.
Yes.
Standing right there. Fucking
Trump and his son. Trumpy the third.
That's me with Oprah.
Will you please state and spell your name for the record?
John Michael Locke, L-O-C-K-E.
Donut.
And what is your occupation?
I'm currently a criminal investigator with the Stanislaus County District Attorney's Office.
This guy seems
And
like a
how
lot
long
of
have you
fun.
been with the Stanislaus County District Attorney's Office?
Approximately 2.5 years.
And what did you do before joining the District Attorney's Office?
Prior to that, I was a Modesto police officer and detective for 20 years.
They actually are big. They're
24th, 2018.
worth every
Were
penny.
you involved in the investigation of John Costa?
I was.
And what was your involvement in that investigation?
I assisted with a search warrant at 717 College Avenue, and then I also authored a Stegall arrest warrant and a search warrant for Mr. Costa.
You said you searched 717 College Avenue.
Yes,
Whose house was that?
that was John and Dominic Costa's residence.
There isn't any jury, right?
Mm-mm.
That's just straight for the judge.
That's my understanding.
So do either of you have an objection to me having him explain what a Stegall warrant is?
No, Judge.
You could please tell us what that is, please.
Basically, a Stegall warrant allows officers to enter a residence or a hotel room that is not, I guess, currently registered to a certain person that's wanted. And also, if we have information that a person is in another house that's not currently owned by that person, then the Stegall arrest warrant would allow us to enter that house.
Or a bench warrant. Bench jury. There we go.
119 at the Little Quinta Inn in Dublin.
Yes.
For the record, I'm
I just wanted to see this guy's beard.
Oh, is that got blue in it?
It looks it, doesn't it?
Way to go, Mickey.
Yeah, and then look at the judge here.
Wow, it's just
We're in
beautiful
Tennessee.
heart everywhere.
Yeah.
Some financial paperwork for Mr. Costa.
Caso se
Did
cu
you
caso.
find any pepper spray packaging?
I did not personally find that packaging, but I do remember seeing it in the kitchen.
I'm going to approach you with what's been marked as People's Exhibit 45. Do you recognize this image?
I do.
Is that a true and accurate image of the pepper spray that you saw in the kitchen?
Yes.
People request to move into evidence People's Exhibit 45.
No objection.
45 is received.
Permission to publish?
Yes. Okay.
You would think this would be a jury trial, huh?
Yes, you may.
But
Yeah, you have that choice, right?
And you said you saw packaging. for
but
pepper
I've heard
spray
no
in the
direction
house?
to
Yes.
any jury or anything.
No. That's
Nothing.
why I think we're right with the bench trial.
As People's Exhibit 47. Do you recognize this photo?
Sorry, I need to put glasses on.
Putting on his readers.
I don't specifically recall this particular item. But it is next to the pepper spray package.
When
Objection, no foundation.
when Alex comes back,
Speculation.
I want to show him this so he knows how much
Sustain
weight
it
it
on
involves.
non-responsive.
You'll
Stricken.
really enjoy that.
And I'm going to show you what's been marked as People's Exhibit 44. Do you recognize this photo?
I don't particularly recognize this photo.
And how about, I'm going to show you People's Exhibit 46. Do you recognize this photo?
This guy's useless.
I think you do. Do you not?
I would think so. Is there any cases that
I do
you
not.
can't have a jury trial?
You said you recovered items from the house. What were those items?
Item number one, or JL1, was the pepper spray packaging. And then JL7, item number JL7 was some financial paperwork with Mr. Costa's name on it. And then the other items in between there, I would have to refer to my report to provide you with a complete list of those items.
After you searched 717 College Avenue, how'd you proceed with your investigation?
Believe I assisted Detective Mike Hicks with an interview later on that evening with individual by the name of Alan King.
Did you interview anybody else during your investigation?
I don't recall.
Does Alan have two L's or one L?
I believe it's 1L.
No further questions.
This witness is garbage. God, he's garbage. I don't recall.
I guess, but
I don't know what this is. Uh-oh. Oh, bombshell coming. He's telling his attorney something.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You indicated that you went to 717 College Avenue and you executed a search warrant, correct?
Correct.
And you retrieved several items, correct?
Correct.
And you walked through the home, correct?
I did.
And you indicated that John and Dominic Costa were residing there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And would it be fair to say that there was also another bedroom where Jace was staying?
That I don't remember.
How many bedrooms were in that house?
I don't remember.
Thank you. Nothing further.
yeah, no reason.
No, this would, no further questions, but I do request this witness be subject to recall.
Okay. All right, sir, you're excused for now. You'll be contacted if you need anything later. Thank you.
Thank you.
You won't get a call, dude. You're fine.
I hope not. It's terrible.
Do your thing.
You did nothing. You contributed nothing to this case at all, other than you executed a search warrant.
Don't they like ask
Detective,
questions
Deputy Stan?
beforehand, things like that?
Yeah. Why don't you practice this way more?
You don't remember a damn thing. Don't even remember if there's
I mean, bedrooms.
rooms
The kid
are
was
in there.
The kid had his own room. Nothing. Oh, Ponytail's here now. Now business is picking up. That
Detective
guy has
Bobby,
been
you
sitting there.
previously stated you were involved in the investigation into John Costa and Jace. Were you the lead investigator on the case?
I was.
Do you remember
You previously
anything?
testified that you went to Target and Tracy to look at video surveillance. Can you explain the video surveillance that you viewed in Target? And Tracy?
It's common that we get with the loss prevention officer at each of the stores to help assist, and they're the ones that usually know how to work the surveillance system because they're monitoring that through the course of their employment. Detective Pov and I went to a side room where we watched as the loss prevention officer pulled up the videos, and I was able to identify John Costa and Dominic from the images, at which time I had him track them through their store using different cameras, and then put all those images onto one media device.
When did you go to Target in Dublin?
It would have been on the 24th, probably around 9:30 p.m., 10 o'clock maybe.
So the original testimony I thought was Tracy, and now we're in Target in Dublin. If that's
I'm
correct or
sorry,
not.
I misspoke. Where was the Target located?
It wasn't Tracy.
And for the record, I'm showing People's Exhibit 48 through
That's
50
what I
to
was
Defense
getting.
Council.
That and an old cake round one too. Oh, by the way, I went through all those pictures just to find that.
Show you what's been pre-marked as People's Exhibit 49. Do you recognize this photo?
Well worth it.
I do.
Yeah.
And what is this photo?
This photo is of John Costo and Dominic Costo exiting the western doors of the Target.
And is that true and accurate image of the surveillance? Is that a true and accurate image
Speaking of
that you reviewed on September
Target,
24th,
I missed those
2018
days.
at Target?
Yes.
People
When
requested
you gonna
to visit
sell it?
evidence
You still got a lot of that
49.
stuff, or is it all gone?
No objection.
49 is received.
A little bit.
Permission to publish?
Yes.
Not a ton. Sorry. I'm pretty hungry, to be honest with
That is the picture of Dominic and John Costa.
Yes.
Jay, you know I'm the only person who Scott Norton
That
is.
you were exiting Target.
Yes.
Did you watch any surveillance to see where they were going?
Yes.
What, if anything, did you view when you were watching surveillance?
I watched him walk into the parking lot with a shopping cart, at which time they went into the parking lot in that is west of the entrance to the Target. However, I wasn't able to see the vehicle that they went to due to tree coverage that basically prevents the
damn
that was in
bushes.
between where they parked
Bush always
and
in
where
the
the
way.
camera system was viewing.
At any time during your investigation, when you were at Target, did you see what vehicle they left in?
Yes.
According to People's Exhibit 18, do you recognize this photo? It says People's Exhibit 48. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes.
And what is this photo?
This is of
9-2, do you
a
recognize this part?
mid-size, I believe it was a Hyundai silver import sedan that was left in the general area where Dominic, John, and Jace had went into the parking lot.
And did you see who left in the vehicle? Was it 48?
I was unable to tell who's in that vehicle. However, I did not see the three
All right,
mentioned
here's the question.
individuals go
Do we
anywhere
stay
else
with this
or any
case or
other
do we jump
vehicles
around?
leave from the general
That's
area.
where we're at right now.
Is it true and accurate?
I need a vote in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
While you do that, I'm going to run out. I'll be RB.
All right.
No objection.
48 is received.
You guys want to stay with this case or jump to some other stuff? Because I don't want to bore you guys.
You previously testified that you responded to the La Quinta in Dublin, and that there was a vehicle located in Dublin by someone who it was registered to someone by the last name of Tobar.
Correct.
Can you explain what
You
kind
call
of
him
vehicle that
Hobart?
was?
It was a similar vehicle as described or as pictured here. I'll go into a little detail as far as this vehicle. Like I said, I had spent 4 years in an auto theft task force. at which time I got
Good for
pretty
you.
good at identifying makes and models of certain vehicles, because that was the focus of my job, was to identify and locate and stolen vehicles. During the course of that time there has helped, and other investigations assisted me in being able to determine different types of vehicles. When I saw the vehicle in the parking lot, it was similar to the image here that I saw at the target.
When you say you saw the vehicle in the parking lot, are you referring to Villa Quinta and Dublin?
Yes.
And who was that vehicle registered to?
We're going to do this real quick. We'll look at Creed's camera, but we're not going there, not until he gets back. Oh, no. We're going to jump to another courtroom because everybody, and I mean everybody, said for us to jump. Nobody said stay, Mikey. Please, for God's sake, stay. So we're going. We're leaving the old double dirty. Heading off to Judge Washington. And Judge Washington's criminal docket. Well, there you go.
For the record, there is no one in the waiting room. The court will call the case of Ypsilanti Township versus Latrice Hargrove, case number 22T.
Latrice Hargrove, everybody.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. James Gallagher, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Latrice Hargrove. Ms. Hargrove, good afternoon. If you could please state your name for the court.
Ms. Latrice Hargrove, please come to the device, unmute it, and start and let us see your face.
Latrice. Damn it, Latrice. It's your time to shine.
Ms.
son.
Latrice Hargrove. Please unmute your device, ma'am. And state your name.
Oh, it's a woman.
Please state your name.
Latrice Hargrove.
Thank you. All right, we're scheduled for non-jury trial today.
That's correct, Your Honor. At this time, the township is not in a position to proceed.
And Your Honor, in light of that, we respectfully request a dismissal of the matter.
Thank you very much. Ms. Hargrove, given that the township is unable to proceed today.
10% apples.
Case
Sorry.
will be dismissed. The dismissal is without prejudice, meaning that if they're able to proceed at a later date
Damn,
and time, they can
Latrice.
reauthorize
Just
this
getting
case.
off
You
scot-free.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You're all set, ma'am. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
What a magical day
Roll
for
call case of
Latrice.
Ypsilanti Township versus Paulette Mason, 22T00442. For the record, no one is in the waiting room.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. James Gallagher, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Paulette Mason. Ms. Mason, good afternoon. If you could please state your name for the court.
Paulette Mason.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon.
All right, we're here for non-jury trial today.
That's correct, Your Honor. At this time, the people are not in a position to proceed.
And Your Honor, defense would respectfully request a dismissal of the matter.
Given that the people are unable to proceed, I will grant your attorney's.
Wow,
motion
the
to
people
dismiss this
dropping the
case, ma'am.
ball
The
today.
dismissal is
What
without
is with
prejudice,
these?
meaning that if they are able to proceed at a later date and time, the case could be reauthorized. But at this time, it is dismissed and all your bond conditions are over. Okay, ma'am?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a
I
good
mean,
day.
they're not able to proceed on the case. We're ready to have a basically a trial, and they're just throwing the cases out right and left.
We'll
How
call the
is
case
that
of the state of
possible,
Michigan
Creed?
versus James Johnson, case number 22S00350.
If
And
if
for
the
the record,
township
there's
isn't
no one
ready
in the
for
waiting
this
room.
one,
Thank you, Judge.
it fixes
I can
in.
take a quick attendance. if
Nobody's
court
in the waiting
will allow
room.
me the moment.
Of course.
Thank you, Judge. Having taken attendance of the Zoom waiting room, the people are unable to proceed at this time.
You're free to call out a name if you so need as well.
Thank you, Judge. It's Miss Sabrina Morris, who I don't see. We're pretty not that heavily attended here, but I appreciate it, Judge.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. James Gallagher, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of James Johnson. Mr. Johnson, good afternoon. If you could please state your name for the court.
You need to unmute Mr. Johnson. You need to hit the
Mr.
unmute button,
Johnson.
sir.
How's it
James
mofo?
Johnson.
Yeah.
And Your Honor, in light of that information, we would respectfully request a dismissal of the matter.
Thank you. Given that the people are unable to proceed, the court will grant this motion.
All right, since they're not doing anything there, but moving on, we'll go over to Cowlitz.
Way to botch that one.
Friday, the 22nd, perhaps that could work.
That could work on our end.
That works for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're talking about the reckless on the 29th, and I'm sorry, tell me one more time, when did you want the assault?
The 22nd, Your Honor.
22nd, okay. And then you want one readiness for both, would that work?
Yes, Your Honor, that works for defense.
Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead then, and we will set the reckless endangerment trial, sir, on July 29th. That's going to be 9 o'clock in the morning. That is going to be inside courtroom 5 in person.
Oh, I thought he had
And we will set
like
the
a
assault
that
on
was
July
hair. That's a
22nd.
tattoo
That's
right there.
Also going to be
Hey, I know some
Friday,
cream you can put on that
9
and you
o'clock
never
in the
see it
morning
again.
Inside courtroom 5, and let's go ahead, and that's in person. And we will set
PA
the
brothers.
readiness.
Yes, I can see that. Yes, yes.
We can either
No,
set the readiness.
they've
on
never had a
July
Bud Light or a
5th,
Coors
we
Light
can set
ever.
the readiness on, actually, let's set the readiness on.
If they walked
July
into my bar, I'd say that stupid
Yes, Your Honor.
MFer
So
will pay
readiness will be
$15
July
for some
12th on
weird
both
beer
of
that was
those.
brewed up the road.
Will be at, ordinarily it would be 9 o'clock in the morning as well, but if you're in custody, that's going to be at 11. And so we will have readiness on both of those on July 12th, 9 o'clock, but 11 if you're in custody.
By the way, I'm gonna just jump to this real quick, so don't take yours down.
Right ahead.
Full body shot at the judge today. I mean,
Oh, look at that.
her OnlyFans is popping off today.
That is, we normally don't see her that way.
Oh no, but I see her that way all the time.
Yeah, he's got a neck tat. I thought it was
Okay.
there.
Do.
Okay, Mr. Hofstadler
Hello, Skylar.
has
Coming in hot.
numerous cases on here. He missed court, it looks like. on
Favorite movie?
10.
Casablanca.
You know, on one of them. he missed
You know a lot about her.
court, 31.
She likes to travel a lot. She's got a whole map of the United States on the back of
So I
her
guess we'll
door,
just
where
go
most
down the
people
list.
put.
What are
you
we
know.
doing on these, Ms. Schrader?
Like she's a
Others.
3-year-old.
On Mr. Hochstetler's 3 matters, he indicated to me in speaking to him this morning that he had logged into the wrong courtroom and that's why he missed court. We are asking that the court quash his warrants today and would be asking for him to be released on his own recognizance, understanding that that may be unlikely in light of Mr.
Guys
Hochstetler's
are as
warrant
horny
history.
as
So
Mikey was
alternatively,
for
we would be asking for nominal bail.
voyeur.
Mr. Hochstetler is indigent. He would like to resolve these cases quickly
Jesus
and get dates
Christ.
set for trial and readiness. But again, that would be my request, John. Thank you.
He's got an extensive law history. And you said he went into the wrong courtroom, called into the wrong courtroom?
He indicated to me that he was in Superior Court.
I wish I was in the wood paneling business back in the day when they
On all of
built
them?
courts.
I didn't check on each specific FTA. He just indicated that the most recent one was due to his mistake in going into the wrong courtroom.
Mr. Handy?
Mr. Handy.
I would ask that bill remain the same due to
Come on, Mr. Handy.
that being said, I am trying to get dates.
Well, some of these are also bond revocations as well, not just bail reviews. A bit more quashes, he's got bail reviews. Revocations. Okay, what'd you say, Mr. Handy?
But I would have no objection to setting the.
Anybody look her up on Facebook yet?
I just need.
I don't know, but Sweet Tea's comment just made me laugh. So
Okay, so
hard on
setting
the
trial
inside.
dates on all of these?
Your Honor, for are we not handling just the matters on the judge today?
I'm sorry?
Today are we handling?
I'm
other
sorry, Judge. I
things
didn't mean to
or
laugh
just
so loud.
Well, we're handling, he's got a number of them. He's got 685. It's not only.
No, Shelley, I
quash,
have
it's also
pretty much
bail
abandoned that very expensive channel.
He's got 686, not only a bench warrant quash, a bail revocation.
We will again.
Then we've got 159. I guess we have 3 of them. 159, same thing. I'm going to revoke bail on all of them and reinstate. And Mr. Handy, what did you want to do on these 3?
Your Honor, I would like bail to be reinstated, and then we could set dates if need be. I
Did you
just
want to set dates
Mr.
on
Blowy
it?
was the
Set bail at
ginger with the
$1,000
beard.
each. If you want to go ahead.
Blowy
and
and Handy.
now, or what did you want to do?
Well, I'm a bit confused, Your Honor. I thought we only have 2 cases on today, the burglary tools and then the driving license suspended in the 3rd degree.
I see 3 matters on.
What's the 3rd?
This is
So
Mr. Hochstetler. He doesn't have burglary tools.
Oh, Hawkstar. I thought we were on. I apologize.
Oh, he's on the wrong one.
Wow. Way to look stupid in front of Skylar.
Oh.
We can set dates, Your Honor, in custody.
Oh boy.
You're gonna keep on with the Mr. Handy from here on out, bud. You ain't getting with her.
In due course, Your Honor.
Good to
as soon
see
as
you, Shadow.
possible, if that's available for the prosecutor and the court.
I was going to jump on and play a little bit and explain it, but I play so much for that channel that I don't play at home, if that makes sense.
6 are on the same incident.
And it costs money.
What about 159? You want a different date for that? Do you want the same readiness, different dates?
We can set them all for the same readiness, and different trial dates are fine. It doesn't much
Yeah,
matter.
6. That's rude if you don't put a plus at the end of it now. Get with the times, dude.
There is a chance that these matters will resolve short of trial. It just
Need a plus at the end.
depends on how the case proceeds.
All inclusive, my friend.
Everything else.
Okay, Mr. Handy. 2
I was
set on the same
born
trial
to
date,
love you. I
and,
was born to lick your face.
one on a separate trial date, and
I
then
was
we can do
born to rub you.
same
But
readiness.
you
So when do you
gotta
want to
rub me first.
Your Honor, if we could set the
Founder.
8-5 and
If there ain't no
8-6
bikini pics, don't
on the 22nd
Of July?
believe- yes, Your Honor. I believe that will work. I'm just double checking because I have 4 officers.
And then that leaves you with a 159.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll check availability in that.
I'm kind of surprised at some of the pictures that are on here for what she does.
Okay, for the 8-6 and 8-5, the 22nd works for the state.
She's young, Creed.
That works
Yeah.
for defense, Your Honor.
Her heart's an open book.
No real no relationship info to show. Is this Washington?
I believe so.
We could do the 29th, Your Honor.
Ms. Schrader?
Went to Cardozo School of Law from 17
Okay,
to
sir, what I'm
22.
doing is I'm setting a $1,000 bail on anyone.
fresh.
You understand? So on cases,
Do you think that's like her apartment, or is that her office?
I think that's her office. That door looks
280-359-685,
Industrial.
280-359-686. We set those for trial. That is going to be on Friday. That is going to be on July 22nd, 9 o'clock in the morning inside courtroom 5. Then on 159, XC0420159, driving on suspended 3rd. We are going to go ahead, set that for trial on July 29th, which is also a Friday, also 9 o'clock in person. Then the readiness on both of those is going to be July 12th. That is going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning if you're out of custody, 9 o'clock in the morning if you're
Hey,
out.
Creed, do you think that the defendant here is in any way related to the judge
Do
over
we have
here?
any information on?
I mean,
You don't go to Superior Court, and you already know
they have
that.
very similar hair.
What you need to do is you need to call on Zoom to courtroom 5, district court. Stay in touch with your attorney. Do you have any questions? No? Okay, thank you. We'll see you then.
Beat cheeks, brother.
Oh wow, they're like, see ya.
They're like, somebody's looking up
Yes, I did see
Skylar
him,
online.
2322,
Get out of
and
here,
his
quick.
assessment has been sent to ABHS for a bed date. He's also been referred to reach reentries. I'll let you know as soon as I get a bed date.
Okay, great. I'm glad to hear that that's in the works.
Okay, so we had another crazy.
Okay,
or,
so on Mr.
druggy one.
Jackson, what is bail currently? I think it's 1,000, is that right?
Bad news though. That's her profile. So she might not.
So when do you want to set this on?
I'd said for
Might be
Friday.
celebrating this month.
I don't know why he refused the day. The officer said that.
I'm gonna celebrate later about it.
He just wasn't really responsive. I don't know if he was just too tired or whatnot.
Junt Weird Al. There must have been a party over at Kenneth King's personal room. See the happy birthday there? And I click into it and it goes away. But here's something funny.
Oh no.
Want to appear? You want me to appear for him?
Okay.
I did speak with him. So, Your Honor, in this matter, Mr. Mercer did send me a copy of the 2 evaluations from his most recent Renton case. Court had time to view them. Defense would ask the court to accept the most recent evaluation there, the Renton court used to, I think, dismiss his case. And then I would then ask what the city's position is on whether they're going to be asking for restoration, and then we can go from there.
Well, I believe the evaluator opined that restoration would be unlikely, given that it sounds like it's an organic issue.
I feel like this judge is in the lobby.
Restoration not recommended.
Like, I need something
That was my
behind me. Go to the
understanding.
lobby.
Never-
There's
it was
flags
recommended,
and
but
stuff.
Killings, it was not.
Yeah, I'll
recommended.
do
It's
that.
not my memory. So yes, I would not be asking for that. I would be asking for a DCR. I did note that those were loaded. I attempted to fill them out as best I could.
Bagged, is that what you were talking about right there?
Filled out what I can on both the order directing DCR and also order dismissing.
I appreciate that. All right. All right.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to jump over here because
Oh, I like that.
you
So
know,
if you want to enter a guilty or a no contest plea, I can certainly take that. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not getting out of jail until next week at the very earliest, because I'm going to continue it for a victim impact statement, and that's gonna be
Justin
Tuesday
likes
at the earliest.
champagne.
If you want to enter a not guilty plea, we can discuss your custody status. And
My brother
move from
Kel,
there.
he's doing better than me. Obviously.
Obviously. That poor young man, he's gonna be in jail all weekend. He won't be able to
I'm
play
gonna set this in
any
for
video games.
imposition of sentence on Tuesday, which will be the 22nd. Let me double
Is
check.
he woke or is it just a weird reflection in his glasses?
I think it's a little bit of both.
21st. All right, we'll see you back
Look, he
there.
got
First, Mr.
ears. Did you see that? How he was standing like the 2 people behind me, like Mickey Mouse.
Next up will be Aaron Manor, 21 CR 17962.
Come on up here, honey.
I'm waiting for front row girl who is going to say, "Oh,
He does it, Wheels.
So,
Back on up.
Though, let me double check here.
Coming in
I wasn't expecting that." That's-
Oh, you're here on an arrest warrant. Okay, so Mr. Manor, do you understand that you've been charged with 1 count of simple battery alleged to have occurred on September 11th, 2021 against Sean Counts?
Welcome
I'm
home,
not
Double F.
familiar with this. I have not received any information, and I do not know who that is.
Okay, do you understand that that's what you've been charged with? I'm not asking if you agree with it. I'm just saying, do you understand that's what you're
No,
charged with?
I haven't received any information about this case. I'm actually very confused about where this charge came from. I have not received it. This is the first I'm actually hearing about this.
Okay.
Because I thought it was.
They just
tied
come to my
what I
house and wheeled me out.
Before, I did not know there was a warrant out for my arrest or anything, and I'm not familiar with this person or where these charges came from at all.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, the allegation is that on September 11th, 2021, at the vicinity of 3880 Kitsky Lane, you did use willful or unlawful force against Sean Counts. It's alleged that you hit the coffee cup out of his hand and punched him in the face.
Justin just laughed before he said that. Did you hear that?
So Aaron, you don't have to discuss the nature of those facts.
And the address for that is the Golden Gate gas station. All right.
Okay.
So you want to enter a not guilty plea to that charge?
Yes, sir. Thank you for giving me more.
Oh, that. Okay, yes. I know exactly what you're talking about now, Your Honor.
All right. Let's see here.
Happy birthday!
Rafa doesn't come
What's he-
around much, so I don't have to
what's
hit
he
that
also
button
in
very
on?
often. So it's just one.
Dust it off a little.
Two felony charges at arena.
And does he have a bail set on this one? I thought I saw 5,000 somewhere.
2,500 on Reno Muni and 10,000 out of Reno.
No,
Justice.
they just changed that. Because I
No,
just,
no.
they.
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
Don't make me stand up and come over
All
there.
right, you're in on a $2,500 bail on this matter. So, Mr. Manor, we'll get you a court date and we'll see you soon, okay?
If I was the judge, I'd say, hey, everybody put down your
Yes.
coffee cups
Bail
right
bond?
now for this one, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
However, if you do bond out, you're ordered to stay away from that Golden Gate gas station at 3880 Kitsky Lane. You have no contact with Sean Counts.
Valerie Dahl.
What was the bill on this one? again?
2,500.
Bondable.
Okay.
Is that all, Your Honor?
That's
T,
it.
I want to introduce you to a lady friend of
No
mine,
problem.
if you're interested.
Of 20.
Kelly, you ever met Kelly?
And I also like to call Miss Hughes.
Anybody?
Yeah. Can we stay here?
Anybody want to call that one?
Mr. Delaney, any
I wanna-
objections to those documents?
None, thank you.
Got Father Time up here. Been a while since we saw him.
All right, they are admitted. Ms. Hughes, if you'd raise your right hand, please. You solemnly
Hey,
swear
Clark
or
W.
affirm the
Griswold is,
testimony you're about to give
waving
in this
at.
matter will be the truth, the whole truth. and
Oh,
nothing but
perfect.
the
We're going to
truth,
see
so help you
Kelly and
God.
we out of here, just so you know.
Ms. Hughes? Did you?
I do.
Okay, all right, very good, thank you. Mr. Somerville, go ahead, please.
Thank you. Miss Hughes, can you state your name, please, and spell your last name?
What'd she do?
Kelly Hughes.
Slept the coffee cup out of a guy's hand at the
And how are you
Golden Gate
employed?
gas station.
I am the foster care caseworker with West Springs Lutheran Services.
And are you familiar with Serenity Jackson?
I am.
Oh, it's about
And how
somebody.
so?
She is, I am her foster care caseworker.
All right, and I wanted to go through the parent agency treatment plan, and how it relates to Mr. Bettis, the respondent.
That's about kids.
Yeah, Mr. Butters.
Newborn baby that she would like to be able to tend to as she awaits the outcome of this case. With the nature of the charge, could be quite some time before that gets through the plumbing.
All right, Ms. Avoidus Tanner.
Your Honor, let's talk about that newborn baby. So the allegations here are that Miss Massey.
Wow, she coming in there yelling
was
just about the
violent
kid they
toward
had
the
together.
baby's Father while holding the 2-week-old in her arms. Additionally, it is alleged in the probable cause statement that she was grossly intoxicated when all of this occurred. With regards to her criminal history, I show that she was charged in 2019 with a domestic battery that was ultimately dismissed. And I also show a 2002 domestic battery that was ultimately dismissed. She is 36. And I ask that Your Honor set bail at $3,000, bondable, but that she be placed on enhanced supervision and that she have no contact with the baby's father, the victim in this case, Brandon Lancaster. I understand we're talking about a 2-week-old baby who is going to need her mother. But there's violence here and she was allegedly grossly intoxicated. So I don't necessarily think that having her contact.
She
the
was
baby's
celebrating
father,
having a
especially the
baby.
2-week-old at this point is
Don't happen every day.
something good for the baby based on her alleged behavior. Thank you.
So,
am I able to get OR for breastfeeding?
so Ms. Maston, is your child now with Brandon?
Yes, well, temporarily until I get to her. I would like to get to her for breastfeeding or, for my mothering. Please.
When did you come into custody? On the 11th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, on the 11th.
And you've been nursing?
Yes.
She's a druggie, no? I mean,
I don't want to make assumptions, Creed.
Oh,
She's intoxicated.
and Ms. Avoidus Tanner, were you saying you were going to ask for?
She is using the drugs.
Your Honor,
Not a good idea to
I'm in
breastfeed.
contact with him. We got the case yesterday. Victim advocate attempted to contact him and we weren't successful. So my thought is if the victim wants it lifted, then he can contact our office and we will work with him on that. But at this point, this is so fresh and I'm worried about that 2-week-old, Your Honor. And I understand the breastfeeding issue. Of course, I'm a mother. I understand that.
Right.
But right now, our
Oh.
information is so limited. That
I'm a
I
man.
milk.
I think that if
I
we don't
understand
get
that too.
contact order in place, we may be placing the baby at risk.
Ma'am,
And
I
tell me
The
again.
milk's gone bad, Creed.
Hold on just one second, Ms. Maston. Ms. Avoidance Tanner, tell me again the prior allegation of domestic battery. When was that?
2019, dismissed.
Dismissed.
2002, dismissed.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Maston. Talk to me.
I just worried about my baby. She's 10 days old, sir. And I believe Brandon is a little young to be having the baby. If I believed otherwise, I wouldn't be pressuring so hard at this
Her
point.
baby daddy's a little
I would
young.
really love to get out and tend to my child. I think it's imperative. I really do.
Your Honor,
I'm
he's not
very
even
sorry, but I
18 yet.
think it's imperative. I'm 36. He's 22. I think I should be at my child's side.
Well, there's your answer.
Well, 22 is plenty old to be raising a child.
I know, but he's not. He's
a man child.
I think that it would be
Man
best
child.
if I had her, but I've done everything I'm supposed to do in all my other cases, and I'm not a flight risk or anything. I'd love to be by my child's side, please.
So I'm going to take a middle ground here. I think
She's
you'll fill up the
36.
court. I don't have any worry about that. I worry about the relationship that you've got with Brandon.
You know what they
you're
say,
the
Creed?
religious on your own
The
recognizance.
older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
However, I am going to put a no contact order with Brandon. If you want to work it out with the families to transport the baby to nurse, or if you want to pump and you want to fill bottles and have those bottles transported.
It's all right, Your Honor. No big deal. I just want to get out and do my
That's great,
drugs.
and I hope that that's the way that it works out. But I don't want you to have contact with him. If he wants to contact the city attorney's office and have that lifted, he could do that. The nursing issue really is what is concerning me. I want that baby to be able to nurse if is it a boy or a girl?
Girl.
The girl. Okay. I want her to be able to nurse if she can. I want you to be able to continue to nurse, and I know you can't do that if you're in jail. Okay.
Thank you.
So are you going back to Fernley?
Yes, immediately.
We'll see her back.
I'm
in a couple
going
days.
immediately back to home, 660 Angela.
All right. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. I want you on enhanced supervision.
What do you think the enhanced is? You got to check in, or
and no contact with Brandon.
Sure.
All right.
36?
Good luck, ma'am.
I think.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
30. She's 36. He's 22.
Yeah.
Baby's 10 days old.
I don't. When she started speaking, she doesn't seem like. But when she was sitting there, I just had that quick feeling of that she's.
Don't mess with me. I'm one crazy mofo.
She's definitely on the something. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Creed. The milk can't be no good. We're going to drug test the milk every time the kid gets to drink. I mean, she needs to be on a tether.
That's what I was thinking. Anyways, all right. Well, that is we got a case for today. See, this is why we don't. A perfect example of why we don't get into these long ones. Like it was fun, it was good for a little while, and then it just starts trailing off, and it gets so boring.
Repetitive. It gets really repetitive.
It does, and that's why the long form court stuff. Like I get it. In the there's Dave. I love him. Those are two of my new favorite. Dave's great. And Kelly Hughes.
Oh my God, the guy's great. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, we appreciate it. 2 for Tuesday, by the way.
Is that what they do? Is test for alcohol? That's the enhanced.
Good. They need to.
I hope so.
Because that lady is definitely a drunk for sure.
Isn't happy hour anytime?
Not when you're breastfeeding. It's not a good idea. Make sure that you guys have liked this video if you haven't already done that. If you're here watching and wherever you're watching from, please follow us, subscribe, whatever you need to do. Look at all that bling bling on them fingers, son.
What's up there on the ceiling of Dave's place?
There's a naked woman in my room. Let me cover this up. I think that's is that like a light? Like he's doing photography? Like a a box light of some sort.
Dave's not here.
I don't know. Dave is
Yeah.
Dave's confused as we are about it.
Not here.
Somebody go help Dave cut that camera off. He's trying, I think.
I love watching Dave.
Dave's a one-man show. He really is.
We don't even buy him on, and he's fun to watch.
Oh yeah. No, nobody's even talking except for the guy down in the courtroom. But make sure you're back for We Got a Chase 405 East, 2 for Tuesday. One that I had gotten about a year ago. Everybody wanted us to watch it. I kind of push it to the side, but now I was able to cut it up a little bit because it was very long, like an hour and a half.
Nice.
Cut it up, made it 30 minutes. We'll be watching that and one other one. So make sure you're back for that. Yes, that is Johnny Knoxville. Dave, you can't touch the girls on screen.
Stop trying to touch Kelly's underboob. And don't forget, guys, earlier this morning, actually, had a guy climbing a giant skyscraper. That's pretty interesting. If you want to go back and watch that. Yeah, well, we'll see you at 4:05. That's it.
All right, bring it on home. Until next time, please remember.
Dave's not here.
No, God!